Life has a way of testing us, of taking us down paths we never expected. Sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes things happen beyond our control. And sometimes we lose the very blessings we once held close. But what if I told you that life is also full of second chances? That what was lost can be regained, and what was broken can be restored. We all experience moments of disappointment, setbacks, and failures that make us feel like we've lost something valuable, an opportunity, a relationship, or even a sense of purpose. In those moments, it's easy to believe that we've reached the end of the road, that there's no way to undo the damage or reclaim what we once had. But life has a remarkable way of surprising us. Just when we think all hope is lost, we are presented with a second chance. An opportunity to rebuild, to rediscover, and to realign ourselves with the path we were meant to walk. Second chances do not always come in the way we expect. Sometimes they come disguised as a fresh start in a new place, a new job, or a new relationship. Sometimes they come as a lesson wrapped in hardship, forcing us to grow before we are ready to receive what is meant for us. Other times, a second chance looks like an open door we were once too afraid to walk through, now waiting for us with new possibilities. Think about the stories we hear of people who have fallen to their lowest points, losing everything, feeling like they've hit rock bottom, only to rise again, stronger than ever. There are those who lose their businesses, but go on to build even greater ones. There are those who make mistakes in relationships, but later find love again, deeper and more meaningful than before. There are those who stray from their faith or purpose only to return with a clearer sense of who they are and what they are meant to do. These are all examples of life granting a second chance, not by erasing the past, but by offering a new beginning with the wisdom of experience. However, a second chance is not something that simply falls into our laps. It requires recognition and readiness. Many people fail to see second chances because they are so focused on what they lost that they don't recognize the new opportunities being presented to them. Others reject their second chances out of fear. Fear of failing again, fear of getting hurt, fear of the unknown. But life's greatest blessings often lie on the other side of fear. It takes courage to embrace a second chance, to step forward despite the pain of the past, and to believe that something better is still possible. The beauty of second chances is that they allow us to rewrite our stories. They give us the ability to take what we've learned from our failures and use that knowledge to create a better outcome. Whether it's a second chance at love, a second chance at a career, or a second chance at personal growth, the opportunity is there for those who are willing to see it and seize it. When people think of second chances, they often imagine simply getting back what they lost. A relationship, a job, an opportunity. But a true second chance is about more than just reclaiming something from the past. It is about personal growth, about gaining the wisdom needed to make better choices, and about using the lessons learned from past experiences to create something even more meaningful. Life teaches us through our mistakes. When we lose something valuable, it forces us to reflect on what went wrong. Was it due to our own choices, or was it something beyond our control? Were we ready for the blessing when we had it, or did we take it for granted? These questions are difficult to face, but they are necessary if we want to make the most of the second chances life gives us. Without growth and wisdom, a second chance becomes nothing more than a repeat of the first, with the same mistakes leading to the same results. Imagine someone who lost a relationship because they didn't know how to communicate or appreciate their partner. If they are given a second chance with that person or with someone new, but they haven't learned from their past, they may fall into the same destructive patterns. However, if they take the time to reflect, to grow and to gain wisdom from their experience, they will approach their second chance with a new mindset. They will listen more, appreciate more, and love more deeply, ensuring that this time they don't make the same mistakes. The same principle applies to every aspect of life. A person who loses a job because they lack discipline or work ethic won't truly benefit from a second chance unless they learn responsibility and dedication. A person who wastes an opportunity due to fear won't make the most of their next opportunity unless they develop courage and confidence. Growth is what turns a second chance into a new and better outcome, rather than just a repeat of the past. Wisdom is another key part of making the most of a second chance. Wisdom is not just knowledge, it is the ability to apply what we've learned to make better choices. When we gain wisdom from our past, we begin to see patterns in our lives, patterns in our relationships, in our habits, in our successes and failures. We recognize the warning signs we ignored before. We understand the value of what we once had, and we take steps to protect it this time around. Second chances also teach us patience. Sometimes what we lost is not returned to us immediately. Life doesn't always work on our timeline, but when we are patient and continue to grow, the right opportunity comes back in a way that is even better than before. And when it does, we are ready, we are wiser, we are more grateful, and we are prepared to handle the blessing with the care it deserves. Struggles are often seen as burdens, obstacles that hold us back from happiness and success. But in reality, struggles are some of the greatest teachers in life. They shape us, refine us, and prepare us for the blessings that are meant for us. Without struggle, there is no growth. Without hardship, there is no appreciation. And without challenges, we never develop the strength we need to handle the opportunities that come our way. Think about the strongest, most successful, or most resilient people you know. Rarely do they have an easy story. More often than not, they have endured hardships, faced rejection, experienced loss, and battled self-doubt. These struggles, as painful as they were, shaped them into who they are. They taught them perseverance. They taught them patience. They taught them to see failure not as an end, but as a stepping stone towards something greater. When we go through struggles, we often ask, why me? We feel frustrated, lost, or even abandoned. But what if, instead of asking, why is this happening to me, we asked, what is this teaching me? That shift in mindset is powerful. It allows us to see struggles not as punishments, but as preparation. A person who dreams of success but never faces difficulty may not have the strength to maintain that success when it comes. A person who desires love but has never experienced heartbreak may not fully appreciate or nurture a healthy relationship. A person who wants to be a leader but has never faced adversity may not have the wisdom to lead others effectively. Struggles teach us lessons that no book or mentor ever could. They give us firsthand experience in resilience, patience, and problem solving. Consider someone who loses everything, whether it be a job, a relationship, or a dream. In that moment, it feels like the end. But in reality, that loss could be the very thing that redirects them towards something better. Losing a job may push someone to start their own business. A failed relationship may teach someone what they truly need in a partner. A missed opportunity may lead them to one that is even greater. Every struggle, when looked at with the right perspective, has a lesson hidden within it. But struggles do more than just teach lessons. They also build character. They force us to dig deep, to discover strengths we never knew we had. They push us beyond our limits and into new territories of growth. And once we overcome them, we emerge not just with knowledge, but with a sense of confidence and resilience that stays with us for a lifetime. The struggles we face today are often preparing us for blessings we can't yet see. Sometimes the blessing isn't just the second chance itself, but the person we become in the process. When we understand that struggles are not barriers but stepping stones, we begin to approach life differently. We stop fearing challenges and instead we embrace them, knowing that they are leading us towards something greater than we ever imagined. One of the most painful experiences in life is the feeling of missing an opportunity. Whether it's a dream job that slipped away, a relationship that ended, or a goal that was never achieved. When we miss out on something important, it can feel like we've lost our only chance, like the door has permanently closed, leaving us with regret and what ifs. But life is not a one-way street, and opportunities are not as limited as they seem. Just because one door has closed does not mean another won't open. Sometimes new chances arise in unexpected ways, offering us an opportunity not only to regain what we lost, but to experience something even greater. Many people dwell on lost opportunities, allowing regret to weigh them down. They replay the past in their minds, thinking about what they could have done differently, how they should have acted, or what they failed to see. But focusing too much on the past can blind us to the opportunities that still exist in the present and future. The truth is, life has a way of giving us second chances. Sometimes in ways we never anticipated. For example, consider someone who had the opportunity to pursue their dream career but let fear or self-doubt hold them back. At the time, it may have seemed like their only shot at success, and missing it may have felt like a permanent failure. But over time, new paths open up. They may gain skills they didn't have before, meet people who introduce them to new possibilities, or find themselves in a position where they're even more prepared for success than they were the first time. What once seemed like a lost opportunity turns out to be just a redirection towards something better. The same applies to relationships. Maybe you lost someone important to you and you regret the mistakes you made. It's easy to believe that you'll never find love again, that you missed your only chance at happiness. But life often brings people back together in unexpected ways, or it introduces new people who align with the person you become. The key is to not let the pain of a lost opportunity make you blind to new chances when they come. New opportunities don't always look the same as the ones we missed. Sometimes they come disguised as challenges, as detours, or as completely different paths than we expected. What we think is a setback may actually be setting us up for a greater comeback. What we believe is an ending may actually be the beginning of a new chapter, one that we would have never stepped into had we not lost the first opportunity. It's also important to remember that missed opportunities teach us valuable lessons. When we reflect on why something slipped away, we gain insight into our own actions, choices, and readiness. That knowledge allows us to be more prepared when a new opportunity arises. Instead of repeating the same mistakes, we can step into the next chance with a stronger mindset, a clearer vision, and a deeper appreciation for what's in front of us. Missing an opportunity is not the end of the road. Life is full of twists and turns, and sometimes the second chance is even better than the first. The key is to stay open, to keep growing, and to trust that just because something didn't happen the way you planned, it doesn't mean your story is over. New doors are always waiting to be opened. You just have to be ready to walk through them. When we think about second chances, we often imagine things going back to exactly how they were before. We hope to regain what we lost in the same form, as if life could rewind and give us a perfect do-over. But second chances rarely look the same as the first. They come in new ways at unexpected times and often in forms that we don't immediately recognize. But just because something looks different doesn't mean it isn't just as valuable, if not more so, than what we originally had. Life is constantly changing, and so are we. The person we were when we had our first opportunity may not be the same person we are when a second chance arrives. We have grown, we have learned, and we have gained experiences that shape how we approach things. Sometimes life doesn't give us back what we lost because it knows that something better is meant for us. What we thought was our only opportunity was actually just a stepping stone towards something greater. Take, for example, someone who once had a dream job but lost it due to circumstances beyond their control. At the time, it may have felt like their only shot at success, and losing it might have seemed like a devastating failure. But later, a different opportunity comes along, perhaps in a different field, or at a different company, or even in the form of starting their own business. This second chance doesn't look like the first, but it allows them to use their experiences, avoid past mistakes, and create something even more fulfilling. The same principle applies to relationships. Maybe someone once had a great love, but lost it due to immaturity, poor communication, or personal struggles. When they think about a second chance, they might wish to get back exactly what they had before. But life may have something else in store. Maybe they reconnect with the same person, but under different circumstances, with both people having grown and changed. Or perhaps they meet someone new, someone who aligns even better with the person they've become. The second chance may not be identical to the first, but it can bring even deeper happiness and a greater sense of fulfillment. Sometimes a second chance doesn't even come in the same area of life where we experienced loss. A door may close in one place, but another may open in an entirely different direction. Someone who wanted a career in one industry but couldn't make it work might discover a passion they never knew they had. Someone who lost a personal dream might find new meaning in helping others achieve theirs. The second chance isn't always a copy of the first. It's an evolution, a redirection towards something that is more aligned with who we are meant to be. This is why it's important to keep an open mind when looking for second chances. If we are too focused on things looking exactly as they did before, we might miss the new opportunities that are right in front of us. We have to trust that life knows what it's doing, that the path we are on is unfolding as it should. A second chance might not come in the way we expected, but if we embrace it with open arms, we might just find that it is exactly what we needed all along. Mistakes are an inevitable part of life. No matter how careful we try to be, no matter how much we plan, at some point we will stumble. We will say the wrong thing, make the wrong decision, or let an opportunity slip away. But mistakes, as painful as they can be, are not meant to define us. Instead, they are meant to teach us. They provide us with wisdom, perspective, and experience that we would not have gained otherwise. When life offers us a second chance, it is not just about receiving another opportunity. It is about showing that we have learned and grown from our past. Think about a person who once had everything they wanted but took it for granted. Maybe they had a loving relationship but didn't cherish it. Maybe they had a great job but didn't put in the effort. Maybe they had good health but neglected it. When those things were lost, they felt regret, but regret alone is not enough. True learning comes from understanding what went wrong and making sure that if given another chance, the same mistakes won't be repeated. A second chance is a test of growth. If we are given back what we once lost, will we treat it differently? Will we be more careful, more appreciative, more willing to put in the effort? A person who lost a relationship due to neglect may now realize the importance of communication and commitment. A person who once wasted opportunities out of laziness or fear may now understand the value of hard work and courage. These lessons don't just prepare us to receive a second chance, they prepare us to keep it. Mistakes also teach us humility. When we experience failure, we come to understand that nothing in life is guaranteed. We realize that blessings are not entitlements. They are gifts that must be appreciated and nurtured. This humility makes us more compassionate, more understanding of others, and more willing to put in the work needed to maintain the blessings we receive. Think about someone who lost a business due to poor financial decisions. If they are given another opportunity to start over, they will likely approach things differently. They will be more cautious, more strategic, and more appreciative of every step along the way. They won't take shortcuts or assume success is guaranteed. Instead, they will treat their second chance with the care and wisdom that only experience can bring. Learning from mistakes also gives us resilience. When we fail and then rise again, we develop a strength that can't be taught in any other way. We learn that setbacks are not the end of the road, but stepping stones to something greater. We understand that success is not about never falling. It's about getting back up, armed with new knowledge and a stronger determination. A second chance is not just about regaining something. It's about being a better version of ourselves when we receive it. It's about applying the lessons of the past to create a better future. It's about showing life that we are ready not just to receive the blessing again, but to cherish and protect it in a way we didn't before. The more we learn from our past mistakes, the more we are able to truly appreciate, nurture, and make the most of the new opportunities that come our way. One of the biggest obstacles to fully embracing a second chance is the inability to forgive ourselves. When we make mistakes, especially ones that lead to loss, disappointment, or pain, it is natural to feel guilt and regret. We replay our past over and over, wishing we could change what we did or undo the choices that led us to where we are. While reflection is important for growth, holding on to self-blame can keep us trapped in the past, preventing us from moving forward and accepting the new opportunities life has to offer. Forgiving ourselves does not mean ignoring our mistakes or pretending they never happened. It means acknowledging them, learning from them, and allowing ourselves to move forward without being weighed down by shame. It means accepting that we are human, that we are imperfect, and that growth is a continuous process. We do not have to be defined by our worst moments. Instead, we can use them as lessons that shape us into wiser, stronger individuals. Many people struggle with self-forgiveness because they believe they don't deserve a second chance. They think that because they failed once, they are bound to fail again. This mindset keeps them stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and fear, making them hesitant to embrace new opportunities. But the truth is, no one is perfect, and life does not require perfection. It requires growth. Making a mistake does not mean we are unworthy of redemption. In fact, recognizing our faults and working to improve ourselves is what makes us more deserving of the second chances we are given. Imagine someone who made a terrible decision that led to the loss of a relationship, a job, or an important opportunity. If they continue to punish themselves, they may never even notice when life offers them a new chance. Their guilt may make them hesitant to try again, afraid that they will only repeat the past. But if they learn to forgive themselves, they open the door to change. They allow themselves to step forward with a fresh perspective, ready to apply the lessons they've learned and do things differently. Self-forgiveness is not always easy. It requires confronting painful truths about ourselves and accepting responsibility for our actions. It requires letting go of the harsh inner critic that tells us we are not good enough or that we will never change. It requires choosing to see ourselves not as failures, but as evolving individuals who are capable of growth and redemption. Sometimes forgiving ourselves also means making peace with the things we cannot change. There are moments in life when we look back and wish we had acted differently, spoken differently, or made a different choice. But no amount of regret can rewrite the past. What we can do, however, is decide how we will live from this moment forward. We can choose to use our experiences as motivation to be better, to treat others with more kindness, to make wiser choices, and to fully embrace the opportunities we are given. Second chances are not just about external opportunities, they are also about internal transformation. They're about becoming the kind of person who is ready to receive and appreciate the new opportunities life presents. And that journey begins with self-forgiveness. When we learn to forgive ourselves, we set ourselves free. We allow ourselves to move forward without being weighed down by guilt and regret. We step into our second chance with open arms, ready to create something better, something wiser, something new. A second chance is a gift, but it is not something that magically changes our lives on its own. We cannot simply hope for things to be different. We must actively work to make them better. Too often, people wish for a second opportunity, but when it arrives, they hesitate, unsure if they are truly ready to embrace it. Fear, doubt, and uncertainty creep in, making them reluctant to take the necessary steps forward. But a second chance is only as valuable as what we choose to do with it. Hope is important. It keeps us believing that better days are possible, but hope without action is like standing at the door of opportunity and refusing to step through it. If we want to make the most of our second chance, we must be willing to put in the effort. This means taking responsibility for our past mistakes, making necessary changes, and approaching things with a new mindset. A second chance is not just about getting another opportunity. It is about proving that we are ready to handle it differently this time. Consider someone who lost a job because they didn't take it seriously. They may hope to get another job just like it, but if they don't change their work habits, develop better time management skills, or take their responsibilities more seriously, they will likely end up in the same situation again. Hope alone won't secure their success. Action will. They need to show up, put in the work, and demonstrate that they are truly committed to making the most of the opportunity. The same applies to relationships. If someone loses a meaningful connection due to neglect, poor communication, or lack of effort, they may hope for another chance with that person, but hoping is not enough. They must take action. They must learn to communicate better, show appreciation, and prove through their actions that they have changed. If they are given another opportunity but repeat the same mistakes, that second chance will be wasted. Taking action also requires stepping out of our comfort zone. Sometimes a second chance does not come in the exact way we expect. It may require us to take risks, try new approaches, or push ourselves beyond what feels easy. Growth happens when we actively work toward change, not when we sit back and wait for things to improve on their own. Fear is one of the biggest barriers to taking action. Many people hesitate to embrace a second chance because they are afraid of failing again. They think, what if I mess up? What if I make the same mistakes? But fear of failure should not hold us back from trying. The difference between failure and growth is how we respond. If we use our past experiences to guide us, if we commit to learning and improving, we increase our chances of success. A second chance is an opportunity to rewrite our story, but we are the ones holding the pen. No one else can do the work for us. If we truly want to make the most of our fresh start, we must take intentional steps every day. We must be disciplined, committed, and willing to face challenges head on. Hope may open the door, but action is what will allow us to walk through it and build something better than before. One of the greatest struggles people face after making mistakes or losing an opportunity is the feeling that they are forever defined by their past. They carry guilt, shame, and regret, believing that their failures will always overshadow any future success. But a second chance is proof that life does not have to be dictated by what happened before. It is a reminder that we are more than our worst moments, that growth is always possible, and that we have the power to shape what comes next. The past may have shaped us, but it does not have to control us. What matters most is how we respond to it, whether we let it hold us back or use it as a foundation for something greater. Many people get trapped in the belief that because they failed once, they will always fail. They convince themselves that they are undeserving of redemption or that they are incapable of change. This mindset creates a cycle of self-doubt, preventing them from even attempting to make the most of a second chance when it arrives. But in reality, every single person has the ability to grow, improve, and redefine their future. Think about people who have faced setbacks in life, whether in their careers, relationships, or personal journeys. Some of the most successful individuals in the world have failed numerous times before finding their true path. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck in the past is the ability to move forward. They refuse to let their past mistakes define them, choosing instead to learn from them and use them as fuel for the next chapter of their journey. A second chance is not about erasing the past. It is about proving that we have learned from it. It is about showing that we are not the same person we were when we made those mistakes. Maybe we were once reckless, careless, or unprepared, but now we are wiser, more intentional, and more aware of the consequences of our actions. A second chance allows us to step into the future with a new perspective, ready to make better choices and create a different outcome. This applies to every area of life. Someone who once lost a great relationship can show through their actions that they have become more understanding, more communicative, and more appreciative of love. Someone who wasted opportunities in the past can take their second chance with a renewed sense of responsibility, knowing that they will not take it for granted again. Someone who once doubted themselves can now move forward with confidence, proving to themselves that they are capable of more than they once believed. It is also important to remember that other people may try to define us by our past mistakes, but we do not have to accept their judgment. Sometimes people will hold on to the version of us that made mistakes, assuming that we have not changed. But our job is not to convince them. It is to prove through our actions that we have grown. Over time, those who truly matter will see the difference, and those who refuse to see it were never meant to be part of our journey. A second chance is an opportunity to reclaim our narrative. It is a chance to take control of our story and decide what kind of person we want to be moving forward. No one is perfect, and no one goes through life without making mistakes. But what defines us is not the mistakes themselves, it is what we do after them. The moment we choose to take responsibility, to embrace growth, and to step into our second chance with purpose, we begin to rewrite our future. And that future can be even brighter than we ever imagined. A second chance is more than just another opportunity. It is a testament to growth, resilience, and the belief that we are capable of more. It is a reminder that our past does not have to define us, that mistakes are not the end of the road, and that with effort and intention, we can build something even greater than before. What truly matters is what we choose to do with the opportunities we are given. Will we allow fear, doubt, or guilt to hold us back? Or will we step forward with courage, ready to embrace the lessons we've learned and create a new chapter filled with wisdom and purpose. Life does not always give us the same opportunity twice in the exact same way, but it always offers us chances to grow, to improve, and to make things right. When a second chance comes our way, let us receive it with gratitude, treat it with care, and make the most of the blessing it truly is. Because in the end, it is not about how many times we fall, it is about how we rise again and again, stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before.